Yay, so upper back, super exciting. Um, it's a good, it's a request. I don't often get the request upper back, but I do get the request a lot for neck and shoulders, and they're very much related. Because when we sit a lot at our desk or in the car, really anywhere, we end up kind of here, da, 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 da. And then when we're done with our project, we come up, but we're still a little bit here. And stretching it out in a passive way is really great. It feels really good, but it doesn't stick. So we're gonna do that at first, but then we'll also do a lot of stuff to activate. Are you so excited? Yes. And let me just show you a few of those movements. It'll be, you can do it with me. Just take the arms up overhead and pretend there's something up there that you've got to pull down. So create your own resistance. Yeah. And then we'll do that in a little different orientation. Take the arms out kind of forward on the diagonal. And then you'll bend the elbows and pull back. Feel how the shoulder blades come closer together. And then take the arms down. And now you'll kind of pull on this angle. So it's all pulling sorts of motions. And we want to get these guys to turn on back here. Okay. So let's start in a supported fish pose with the blocks. There's a couple different ways this can be set up. Let's have the blocks going horizontal, but you can decide if you want the higher, kind of actually do the medium or the lower version. And then for your head, that can be either the same height or one notch higher. And as you settle, we want the shoulder blades to be supported by the first block. And you might have to wiggle a little bit in order to get them to tuck in on your back. All right. So as you start to settle in here, if it feels okay to close your eyes, do that. And you relax the neck and the upper part of the shoulders. Wherever your arms landed, let the arms relax. Just take a moment to be here. Legs can be bent or straight. First few minutes here, just be a little bit of undoing from the rest of our day. Ready to bring in some movement. Start with just taking the arms right out in front of you. So the palms will face each other, the arms are fairly straight. And then actually take a slight bend in the elbows and start to let the arms go wide, but still keep your fingers in your peripheral vision. And then bring the arms back up and go straight when you get to the end. Do that a few times. So little bend, little opening. And come back to center and re-straighten. And keep doing that. And what I want you to think about is feel the movement in your shoulder blades in the back. And what they are doing when the arms are moving. Great. And then let's pause the next time the arms are straight out in front of you again. This time, let's start to bring the arms back in the direction of your head. And don't go so far, like let the upper arms come in the same line as your face, but don't go further down than that. Yeah. And then in this position, just reach out long through the tips of the fingers. And the tiniest amount, let the front lower ribs draw it down or more into the body, just a little bit, so your core stays engaged. And then from here, we'll keep the arms up. Let's turn the palms up towards the ceiling and pretend your hands are pulling on something. As you take the elbows wide and down, and then you'll reach. Arms come up, and let the up be fairly passive. Let it be a slow pull down. Yeah. Now this next time you go, you can pretend there's a little barrier at the upper arm that you've got to press down with the elbows and the upper arm down, towards your feet. And then let's take it one more time. Great. We'll release the arms. And then in a second, we'll come off of the blocks. You can just press up for a sec, move them out of the way, and return to lay down on your back. And again, the legs can be bent or straight. Just take a second here to land. Notice how you feel having come down. And if you'd like to take your head for a little turn side to side, like you're saying no, take a couple rounds of that. And then let's let the head center. Bend the elbows, bring the elbows fairly close to the body and have the palms face each other, so it's a robot arm position. And now you'll rotate the arms so the hands come in and they might rest on the belly. And then you'll take the arms so that they come apart. So it's like a door hinge here. You'll open and close a couple of times. And for most of us, when we go open, the backs of the hands will not touch the floor. Some of you might, but that's not important. It's how far you go. And then let's pause the next time the arms are parallel to each other. And this time you'll press down into the floor. So press the elbows into the floor, the upper arms into the floor, and the shoulder blades will press up into your back, particularly the inner shoulder blades. So find that. Stay in the position, but relax the effort. And then we'll go again. Press the upper arms down. Press the shoulder blades up into the back. Just a little bit. Tilt your chin up away from the chest. And a little bit. Press the back of the head into the floor. Now from here, maybe this is enough. Or if you feel like you have a little more in you, press down a bit harder with the, not the tips of the elbows, but close to the elbows. So much that maybe the shoulders themselves either lift off the floor or just lighten. And that's a small lift if they do anything at all. And then come down, rest, relax the arms, take another head turn, little side to side. And then from here, friends, we'll stretch the arms. If you want to stretch the legs too, that might feel good. And let's add, oh, this feels great. Add in anything with the wrists, the ankles, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, whatever you want. Yeah. Okay, friends, to get out of this shape, let's reconvene on all fours, hands and knees position. Our little hair management situation. And then once you are set in your all fours, we'll just start to move a little bit from the shoulder blades. And that can be anything. So let the shoulder blades move a little bit, any which way on your back. And let the rest of the body come along for the ride. Then we're going to do something a little bit strange. Let's pause, coming back just to your all fours position. Bring your awareness to the right shoulder blade, the bottom tip of the shoulder blade. Now imagine that there was something just below that, and you've got to press it lower, so towards your hip. So use the right shoulder blade and press down and back towards the hip. And then back off, and do that a few times just on the right side. So pretend there's like a little something or other right at the bottom of the shoulder blade, and you've got to press it down towards your hip. So just creating your own resistance here. And then let's pause and try it on the left side. So a little something just below the shoulder blade, and start to press it down towards your hip. And release. Do that a few times and you might notice other things happening. There might be a little movement in the spine or the rib cage. That's fine, just notice that. Whatever else is happening here. Good. All right, and then we'll take a little break from that. Let's head into child's pose and take a second on your fingertips, spider fingers. If you want to add a little wiggle, a little wobble, go ahead and do. And then from here, friends, we'll reset, coming to all fours position again. Start to move through your cat-cow just the way you normally would. We're going to add a little something here. So let's be in cat pose with the rounded back. As you start to transition into cow, press both shoulder blades down the back towards your hips a little bit as the chest pulls forward. And then let the transition into cat be kind of passive, just get there. And then find that little shoulder blades drawing down as you come into your cow. Great. And then from here, let's take a little break and again, go back into child's pose. This time, flip your hands over and move the fingers. Just let them curl in and out a couple of times. Yeah. All right, let's reset again into our all fours position. I'm going to mirror you guys on the screen. So let's take the right leg back, toes tucked under. Give yourself a little back and forth a couple of times. And then we'll pause here, turn the right heel to the floor, turn the chest open and raise the arm up towards the ceiling. Yeah, so we're gonna add on to this. Let's take the arm forward, kind of overhead and turn your gaze to look down towards the floor. Inhale. On your exhale, pretend you're pulling something with the hand and draw the elbow down towards the hip and turn your face to look to the ceiling. I'll say that again. Inhale as a reach and you'll look down towards the floor. And on the exhale, you're pulling something as the elbow bends and you look up towards the ceiling. Do that a few more times. And hopefully you're feeling some engagement right around the shoulder blade, a little squeeze right in there. It's the muscles called the serratus anterior. And you might also be getting a little bit in the lats. All right, next time you are done with that, let's release the arm. Come back again to child's pose. Take anything you need in the hands. Yeah, anything you want to do there. And then we'll set up for our side two, and I'm just going to spin around here so I'm not throwing my back to you. So the left leg will reach back, give yourself a little back and forth, little movement here. When you're ready, we'll pause, turn the heel to the floor, turn the chest open and raise the arm. Let's take the arm overhead, look down towards the floor, inhale. On the exhale, find that pull, bend the elbow and turn the head to look up towards the ceiling. Inhale to release the arm and look down towards the floor. Take that a few more times, nice slow pull. You can pretend that it's really challenging to pull, so create your own imaginary resistance there. Good, good. And then we'll finish up this last one. Release, come back to child's pose, and again, anything you want to do in the hands, anything you want to do in the feet. You know what, while we're down here, let's do a little stretch out the toes. So come up a little bit, tuck your toes under, bring the hips back towards the heels, and walk the knees back. You can stay down and just enjoy this for a little bit, or if you're up for it, you can come up to sit on the heels with the toes tucked under. Yeah. All right, friends, if you've joined me in the up position, take the arms straight up forward and then pull back and create that same resistance. Yeah, if this is too much for the feet, though, just stay down. Let's take it again, arms forward, a little more on the diagonal. Actually, turn the palms down and then pull back again. Last one, arms up. And then we'll pull down, elbows go wide. Okay, that's that. Let's release. Undo the toes, just give them a little shake out. And then we'll head into downward dog. Don't worry about it so much, just get there. And take anything you like movement-wise in the legs, the hips, the spine, the head, whatever feels good for a sec. And then we'll let the movement settle down. Separate your feet wider. Bend your knees and walk your hands to the back of the mat. And with the knees bent, prop up so your forearms are on the thighs. Now, similar idea to some of this other stuff. Press the forearms down, just straight into the thighs, and feel how that raises the torso up a little bit. Now, without moving the arms, try to pull the arms back towards the hip creases and move the chest forward. And I'm hoping you'll feel that same area engage right around the lower part of the shoulder blades, kind of on the sides. Yeah. When you're ready to get out, let's press down into the feet. Inhale all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, release the arms. Stay kind of wide in your stance, bend the knees a little bit. And we'll take our slither asana, but think about the shoulder blades moving you. So any which way you can move any part of you, but let it start with the shoulder blades. Yeah. All right, friends. And then let's let our movement settle. We'll meet at the back of the mat, feet right underneath you. Take the arms straight ahead with the palms facing each other, and we'll keep the arms straight the whole time. Pull a little forward so your shoulder blades go wide, and then pull the arms back so the shoulder blades go narrow. And do that a few times, forward and back. Now, sometimes we do this and the shoulders want to creep up towards your ears. Try not to do that. Try to keep some space in the neck. All right. And then let the arms go. Just give them a little shake out. Yeah, you guys. All right, so let's stay at the back of the mat. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, we'll take it down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Coming up halfway, lengthen it out. We'll come down and meet in plank pose. Hands can walk forward. If you need to do plank on the knees or just take all fours instead, that's fine. Once you're in your position, a tiny, tiny amount, let the chest sink towards the floor so the shoulder blades move closer together. And now try to pull the chest forward and move the shoulder blades down the back a little bit. Press into the floor and rise up, lifting the chest a little more away from the floor. You got it. Without moving your hands, try to pull the thumbs closer together. Yeah. All right, yogis, we'll stay just for another moment. Let's put the knees down first and then come all the way down to the belly. Just take a second to get there, just a little rest. You can wobble side to side if you wish. All right, so from here, let's have the hands folded, the forehead on the hands. Whichever hand is on top, glue the hand to your forehead and start to lift the upper body, keeping the hand connected to the forehead, and the elbow will go out to the side on whatever arm is the lifted one. Let's take the opposite leg up, so it's a contralateral movement. Lower yourself down and swap to the second side. And let's do that just alternating, nice and slow. And every time you lift, we want it to be all the muscles around the shoulder blade that are working here, not the neck. Also, try not to twist the torso or the pelvis. Try to stay pretty level across. It's very dramatic, this one, isn't it? All right, friends, next time you're down, stay. Just relax, let's bend the knees, give the legs a little swish. And then to get out of this, we'll put the legs down, head back into downward facing dog. And we'll make a little adjustment once you are in position. So just find your downward dog. Bend the knees a little bit and keep them bent. Don't let the hands move, but let the elbows bend a little bit out to the sides. Now from here, without moving the hands, rotate the arms so the elbow tips turn in towards each other. And then slowly press the mat away from you to lengthen out the arms without losing the rotation. Then from here, as you re-lengthen the legs, from the back of the knee to the back of the heel, start to reach downward as the legs go straighter. If you need to keep a little bend in the knees for now, that's fine. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now you choose to get out of this, either bring the feet forward or the hands back or meet in a standing forward fold. Root down through the legs, and on the inhale, come all the way up and lift the arms. And on the exhale, we'll release the arms and just shake it out a little bit. Okay, so for the next piece here, let's use your strap, or some of you at home have a stretchy one. If you have both, use the stretchy one. It's a little nicer. I'm going to use just the regular strap. I'm going to have you guys stay standing. I'm going to come on my knees, though, so that you can see my arms. I couldn't figure it out to get the screen right. So let's start with the strap overhead, a little bit wider than shoulders width apart. And if you have a loop, you don't need any sort of loop. It's just one long piece here. And now feel what happens when you pull the strap apart and then don't do. Now turn the thumbs ever so slightly forward and the pinkies a little back. Pull again on the strap, and do you feel that the neck and the shoulders get all bunched up when you do it that way? Relax. Now just a little bit, turn the thumbs back and the pinkies forward, and then go. Yeah, this is the one we want. Yeah, all right. Now it's a pull, but it's not, you're not trying to break it. It's, just enough that you feel something happening. And then take a little break, keep a hold of the strap, just wiggle a little bit. We're gonna go again and change it. So let's come up again. This time, bend the elbows, keep the strap above your head. Take the elbow tips a little forward, the thumb tips a little back. Pull your strap apart and pretend there's like a ledge under your elbows and you're pressing down on the ledge, but don't actually go anywhere. Yeah. Okay, relax, wiggle it out. Now this last spot, for some of you, if you don't like it, or if you have a hair situation, you could keep the strap above your head. If it works for you to take the strap just behind the head, do that. Yeah, without jutting the head forward. All right, so let the elbow tips come a little forward, thumb tips go a little back, pull the strap apart. If your head is right in front of it, press the head into the strap. And then for everybody, just a tiny bit, let the front lower ribs pull down. Yeah, great. And then undo, relax, just take a second. We're gonna do those 3 spots again, but more of a continuous 1, 2, 3. So let's start right above the head, pull apart, thumbs a little back, pinkies a little forward, and then bend the elbows, strap is above the head for the moment, press down on your imaginary ledge, and then either stay here or come strap just behind the head. If it's behind the head, press the head into the strap. Yeah. Okay, and then release. Oh, get rid of it. Yes, put it to the side. And then we're gonna practice that again in the Shalabhasana. So, actually in a couple things. So let's come to the front of the mat. Find your mountain pose with feet a little bit apart. And then we'll take Utkatasana, our chair pose, with some of this stuff in mind. Let the knees bend, let the hips come back. Let's take the arms up, kind of out on the diagonal. Inhale. And then on the exhale, turn the palms down, bend the elbows and draw them back. On the inhale, let's go straight. Lift the arms, straighten the legs. On the exhale, take that again. Elbows bend, knees bend. Do that a few times and create a little resistance. Pretend the upper arms were pressing into something as you bend. And you're going to just change it slightly. So let's pause in the bench position, and to re-straighten, let the elbows come in. Find that kind of robot arm again, and then re-lengthen. Let's do 2 more like that. So bend and come down. Elbows draw in. And we up, we're up, and then last we'll be up again. Here we go. Now this time take hands to prayer. Inhale. On the exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Come up halfway, lengthen it out. Then we come down, hands come to the floor. Let's take another plank with all that other stuff in mind. From your plank pose just a little bit, let the chest sink. And then try to pull the chest forward and draw the shoulder blades down and back a little bit. Don't do max capacity, just a little. Press into the hands, lift the torso away from the floor. Try to pull the thumbs closer together, yogis. Yeah. Okay, let's put the knees down. Come all the way down in the belly, let the belly touch the floor. Take a break for a second. And now for this next bit, we'll take the arms forward. They're off the mat and about shoulders width apart, maybe a little bit wider. From here, press the hands down and try to pull the hands apart like we had the strap. And try to pull the hands towards your chest and let the chest come forward. You'll lift, but not high. It's more of a forward back. And then relax. Let's bend the elbows, slide the hands down a little bit. Hands are above the head. And then pull the imaginary strap apart. Try to pull the hands towards your chest, the chest forward. By towards the chest, I mean back, kind of towards the back of the mat. Pull the chest forward. And then relax. Last spot, we come down, pull the hands apart, imaginary strap, and try to pull them back towards the back of the mat as you pull the chest forward. A little bit of a lift here. Yeah. A lot of work for not going anywhere, isn't it? Let's come down, take a little break, take a little wiggle. Good deal. We're heading back to downward facing dog. Take your time to get there. Now, I'm not going to say all the stuff I said before, but if it's useful, go ahead and do it on your own. And to get out of this, let's meet in a standing forward fold. Now, instead of taking the arms out to come up, let's cross the forearms. And then all at the same time, we'll come up, straighten the legs like you're taking off a big sweater, up come the arms, and then down come the arms. Yeah, like a big sweat, because it's so hot, isn't it? Yeah, all right. Next little bit, we're going to use the strap again. This next part's pretty horrible, just telling. So, we'll take the strap behind you. I'm going to face this side. And start with the palms facing up, but we're going to rotate in a second. Just notice naturally, when we take the arms back, often the shoulders will roll forward. We'll make a little adjustment, take a slight bend in the elbows, lift the shoulders a little bit and then draw them back and turn your hands so the palms turn towards each other. Now, keep that. For some people, as soon as the arms go straight, this happens again. If that's you, just keep a little bend the whole time. If you can let the arms go straight without the shoulders rolling forward, try that. Yes, and then we're gonna go a little more. Let's bend the knees. Take a kind of half forward fold, and without the shoulders rolling forward, try to lift the arms any amount more towards the ceiling. Any amount without the shoulders rolling, which might be no amount. Now, try to keep the arms up as we move the chest forward and up, coming back to stand, but try not to lower the arms down. Yeah, this is the horrible part. It's pretty bad, isn't it? Okay, relax. That one always makes me sweat bullets. Let's take the strap aside, just put it down for the moment and shake out the arms. Okay, for the next little bit, you might want to have blocks. If you have them, go ahead and set them up at the front of the mat. And then let's take another round of those chair with the arm, that arm pull. So find your chair. If you want to have the feet together, you can. I'm going to keep mine a little bit apart. Let's take the sweater. So take the arms crisscross, come up. Inhale. On the exhale, cactus the arms, bend the knees. Turn the elbows in. On the inhale, we come up. On the exhale, we'll bend elbows to the side. Take that a few more times. And every time the elbows bend, pretend you're pressing into something. That'll make a little more work. We're going to meet in the down position. This time, hands just come to prayer. Inhale here. Exhale, we're down, forward fold. And take a second. If you need to wiggle or take any movement, go ahead and do that. From here, friends, if you're using blocks, let's put your hands on the blocks. Have them the same line as your feet. Reach the right leg back with the toes tucked under. And then from this position, without moving your hands or the blocks, try to pull them back and pull the chest forward. Similar idea to some of the other stuff we were doing. And then back off. Let's do it again. Press down and pull the blocks back. And back off. Last one. Now, maintain this long spine position, but just back off a little with the arms. And then we'll send the arms back, little bend in the elbows. Pretend you're holding on your strap. Let's lift the shoulders away from the floor. And then pull the strap back, try to pull it apart. And if you can lift the arms any higher without the shoulders rolling forward, do. But if you start to drop the shoulders, don't do it. Yeah. Pulling your imaginary strap apart. Let's counter that action in the core. Pull in a little bit through the lower ribs. And then come down, take a break. Take a little bit, bend and straighten on the front knee. And then we'll do one more thing with this leg. Pause with the knee bent. Re-lengthen the spine. Let's do left arm straight ahead with the thumb up. Inhale. On the exhale, bend the elbow, palm turns down, and pull the elbow back. Inhale to re-lengthen, and then exhale to bend and pull. Let's do one more time. Find that little squeeze around the shoulder blade, the lower shoulder blade, and then release the arm. Well done. We're going to change sides. You could do jump switch if you want to be fancy, or just step. Yeah. And then take a second just to get there. Then we'll do the same thing with the arms. Press down, try to pull them back, move the chest forward, and relax. Then again, pull the arms back, pull the chest forward, and relax. Last time, let's keep the long spine, but let go some of the effort in the hands. We're gonna let go of the blocks, take the arms back, a little bend in the elbows. Bring the front of the shoulders up, away from the floor. Pull on your imaginary strap, send it back and try to pull it apart. And if you can lift the arms higher without the shoulders rolling forward, do. If you start to lose it, then reset. Counter that action, a little bit of lift in the lower belly, just the lower front ribs. Okay, relax, take a second. If you want to bend and straighten, you can. Last thing on this side, it'll be just the right arm. Let's re-bend, re-lengthen the spine. Take the arm forward, thumb up, inhale. On the exhale, pull, bend the elbow, palm turns down. Inhale, re-lengthen, thumb turns up. Do that a few more times. Friends, done. Let's put the arm down, get rid of the blocks, and let's go plank to the belly, and we'll take a little rest down here. This is more for me. I'm tired. All right, take a second. You can scooch the legs back. You can wiggle the hips a little bit. Yeah, first we'll take a quad stretch. Take it by the right knee and hold on to the foot or the ankle, or nothing. If you can't reach the foot, you can just have it up there. And then in this position, can you draw the knee to the back of the mat, but draw your navel towards the front of the mat. You could be there and have that be it, or some people like flexing the foot. That might add a little juice to it. Okay, release and switch, other side. Same thing, send the knee to the back. Send the navel to the front, and maybe flex the foot. Okay, put the leg down, just stay down here, take a little wiggle action. All right, friends, we're gonna stay on the belly. Let's take the arms back and have the backs of the hands on the floor, palms turned up. From here, lift the front of the shoulders away from the floor so the shoulder blades drop onto the back, and they'll come in, but don't squeeze them in. Think of just that lift. and then down we come. Do that a few times. So the front of the shoulders lift, the chest comes forward as you come up and down. Last one, we're going to stay in the up position. Draw back through the toes. Let the legs lift if that feels okay. If not, keep them down. And then lift, turn the palms of the hands in towards the body. We'll just hold here. Now, if just doing this is feeling like a lot of work, or even too much work, you can come in and out. And when we do the next one, instead of progressing that, you'll stay with this. So let's come down, turn your head to one side, just rest. And then if you feel like the work was fine and you want a little extra, let's take the arms forward, but do more of a karate chop. So you're on the pinky side of the hand. Hands are about a little wider than the shoulders. From here, press the pinky side of the hand down into the floor. And at first, try to pull the arms back, pull the chest forward without lifting the arms. That might be enough for you. Or you'll lower down slightly and then go ahead and do lift the arms and come any amount higher. If you want to also lift the legs, that's up to you. We'll just stay. I think you guys are doing well with this. We're going to add on. Let's inhale. On the exhale, turn the palms down, bend the elbows and pull back. On the inhale, re-lengthen, palms, thumbs up. On the exhale, palms down and pull back. Yeah, take 2 more of those. Oh, that's a lot of work. And after you've completed this last one, take a little break. Just rest, wiggle, do nothing, whatever you want for a second. Oh, yogis. You're gonna have the strongest upper backs in town. Hey. All right, let's go back to downward dog. Just get there. And once you're in position, we'll add in a little calf stretch. So take the right foot forward, not a lot forward, just a little bit, and try to sink the heel towards the floor and go straight in the right leg. You can bend the left. Yeah. Okay, and then undo. Let's redo second side. Left leg comes a little forward. Sink the heel towards the floor. Right knee can bend if you want. Oh, that feels great. And then we'll return to center and just downward dog. Let's come to the forward fold. Any way you want to get there. And then to come out of this little bend in the knees, crisscross the arms, come up through the center, inhale. On the exhale, create a little resistance out and down with the arms. Oh, yeah. Great. And then shake it out a little bit. You guys are doing great. You know, I like this. I can see them better on the screen.
Oh,
so
awesome.
I think I'll stick with this. We'll chat afterwards. For the next little bit, I don't think you'll actually need any props. Let's come to the front of the mat. Hands on the hips. Right leg will step back with the heel down and have it be a pretty big step. We're coming into warrior one and it might be a little longer than you're used to. So from here, press the back heel down into the floor. Let's take the arms, do that little sweater thing. So crisscross, come up, inhale. On the exhale, bend the front knee, hinge forward, bend the elbows. And then on the inhale, turn the elbows in and rise up. So kind of like the chair sequence we did. Exhale, we bend. Inhale, elbows turn in and we come up. Let's take that 2 more times. And then we're going to meet in the up position. Yeah? Now make a little adjustment. We're heading to warrior 2. You might have to adjust the back leg a little bit. And then slowly bend the front knee and create a little resistance in the arms and stop just before the hands are shoulder height. So they're a little higher than the shoulders. Then from here, relax the arms for a second, bend the elbows a little bit, turn the elbow tips forward, and the thumbs will kind of turn up. Yeah? Now sometimes we overdo it and we end up in a really big back bend. So it's not that, it's just a little bit. Take the front ribs and pull them down. And then let's re-lengthen the arms. Can you turn the palms down without the shoulders rolling forward? Yeah, so keep this open feeling in the shoulders. All right, we'll just hold. Now one more thing, imagination. Pretend there is something under your arms and you've got to press it down. It's rising up, you've got to hold it down. Yeah. All right, we're gonna back off a little bit. Hands come to the hips. Take a few times just a little tilt in the pelvis. Yoga disco, pardon. And then when we take our side angle, let's pause in the forward position and just rest the left arm on the leg. And feel what happens when you're tired, yeah, you're lazy. All right, now press the forearm down into the leg. And without moving it, try to pull it towards the hip crease, yeah? Same thing happening around the shoulder blade. Now let's take the top arm, the right arm, just reach it overhead, look down towards the floor. Inhale. On the exhale, pull, bend the elbow and turn the head up towards the ceiling. Inhale to re-lengthen and look down. Exhale, we'll pull and look up. Take that a few more times, create your own resistance around the bottom of the right shoulder blade. Little squeeze right in there. Yes, yogis. And then let's pause, come back up to get out, parallel your feet, and just bring yourself together. A little bit of a different way out than in. Okay, let's go to the second side. So we're at the front of the mat, hands to the hips. Left leg steps pretty far back with the heel down on the floor. And then really press it down and try to also press it back. From here, take off the big woolly sweater, up come the arms, inhale. On the exhale, bend the elbows wide, bend the knee, hinge forward, engage the upper back. Inhale, the elbows come in and the arms lift. Do that a few times. Exhale, we bend, create a little resistance. Inhale, we're up. And two more. Yeah. All right, friends. Next time we're in the up position, let's stay. Adjust the back leg a little bit. You might have to turn it out. You might have to go slightly wider. And then as we bend the front knee, turn the palms open. Pretend you're pressing against something as you go wide with the arms and stop just before they get to shoulder height. So the hands are a little higher. Bend the elbows slightly, turn the elbow tips down, the thumb tips up, and then start to re-lengthen the arms without letting the shoulders scroll forward. Turn the palms of the hands down. Yeah. Now just to make sure you didn't overdo it here, take the front ribs, let them pull down a little bit as well. Great. Now stay here and pretend you have something under you. You've got to hold the arms down. Yeah? All right. And then we'll take a little break. Let's put the hands to the hips, just relax the legs somewhat, and go back and forth here, finding this yoga disco. Now, I started making a yoga disco playlist, and I never finished. I think I should work on that. Let's pause in the tilted position. Bring the forearm down onto the thigh, and at first, just be lazy. Feels kind of good sometimes. And then press down with the forearm and try to draw it back towards the hip crease. So feel that the shoulder blade turn up. And then we'll take the top arm, just reach it overhead, turn the gaze down towards the floor. Inhale. On the exhale, we pull and turn up towards the ceiling. Do that a few times, create some resistance. And every time you pull, especially when you're at the down position, a little squeeze right around the shoulder blade. Great, and then one more time of that. Okay, let's come back up to center, and then we'll parallel the feet. Bring yourself back together just to get out. Yeah, move around a little bit. Okay, friends, let's take, we'll come wide again, and this time do the wide forward fold. If you need props for that setup, whatever you need. Let's stand wide here, and before we come down, make sure one foot's not ahead of the other, and make sure all the toes are facing forward. Little bend in the knees will hinge from the hip creases to come down, landing your hands for now right underneath the shoulders. Then as you straighten the legs, press wide through the upper thighs, press down through the ball of the big toe, and slowly start to lengthen your legs. Yeah. Now just for a second, don't move the legs. Keep the hips in line with the feet and walk the arms straight out like down dog and go onto your fingertips for a second. See if you can really lengthen long through the torso. Keep the length and now start to walk the hands back, maybe in line with the feet, maybe not that far. And if you need to go on fingertips, that's fine. Or if you're even on blocks, you can just bring the blocks with you. Now from this position, wherever you are, even if it's tiny amount, can you bend the elbows and turn the elbows in towards each other? Yeah? Don't go anywhere. Try to pull the hands back, move the chest forward, and feel the shoulder blades pull onto the back and the upper back engages. Back off. Do it again. Press down and try to pull the hands back, pull the chest a little bit forward. Back off. And do it one more time. You guys are going to get so tired of this. And then back off. Let's reset. Hands right underneath the shoulders. Heel to the feet in just slightly. And on the way up, press wide through the upper thighs. Hands come to the hips. Come forward to come up. Ha! Okay. And then that's that. Let's bring the legs back in. Just take a second. If you want to do a little hula hoop, that might feel good. Yeah. Another way. And actually, let's before we come down to the floor, we'll do one more of these. You've done this before. Take the feet kind of medium wide. Pigeon toe slightly, so the toes turn in. Bend the knees, rest the forearms on the thighs. Yeah. And then from here, at the tops of the thighs, press wide apart. Counter that in the feet, hug the ankles in just enough so the weight's more even on your feet. And like we did in some of the other poses, press the forearms down onto the thighs and try to pull them back without moving them so the chest comes a little forward and the upper back. All right, and then let's parallel the feet. Take off your big woolly sweater, inhale, up we come. And exhale, release. Great, just wiggle it out. Okay, so a lot of work today right in here. Lats, serratus anterior, some other stuff in there. We're gonna stretch that out with a child's pose variation. So let's come on down. You can have toes tucked or flat, whatever you like. Hips back towards the heels, arms forward. And then walk both arms to the right, and the right arm will probably come off the mat. From here, slide the right hand just in a little bit closer to you, but not a whole lot. And now try to press the right hand into the floor as you turn the chest open to the right. And I'm hoping you'll be feeling this on the left side in that same area where we've been working on. Another thing you can try, lightly, press the right hand away from you and try to pull the left hand towards you without moving either. Then we'll back off, reset, let the arms walk over to the right, and it's fine if it goes off the mat a little bit. And then from here, we'll slide the left hand just a little bit closer to you and press it down into the floor so you spin the left ribs up, the right ribs down. Oh, that feels great. Now, it's possible to overdo, so only you will know. If you want more, try to press the left hand forward away from you and pull the right hand back towards you. Oh, yeah. All right, friends, let's undo. Ah, everybody's okay. Yeah. All right, so we're coming back onto your back. And now in the very beginning of class week, we did this sort of thing. We're gonna do that again, and some of you might add on and some of you might not. So I'll talk you through the beginning of it. You can choose if you're doing the add-on. So elbows are bent, knees are bent, hands are robot position. From here, just start lightly. Press the arms down into the floor and the shoulder blades into the back. And if you would like to wiggle a little bit so the shoulder blades come in more on the back, you can. and then hold the position, but back off the effort. And then we'll go again, press down. Let the chin tilt up a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. And very gently keep the back of the head pressing down. Keep the elbows pressing down. Maybe you press a little harder, maybe the shoulders themselves lift, but don't force it. We're kind of nearing the end here. And then stay in the position, but back off the effort. We'll do one more time, pressing down, but pressing the inner shoulder blades up into your back. Maybe this is it, or you do a few more rounds, or you can let the hips lift. Coming into bridge pose, doesn't have to be a high bridge, and if you find that you're getting a little jammed in the hips, you might lift the heels off the floor. Yeah. Whatever you've done, we're not going to stay too long. When you're ready to get out, let's untuck the shoulders. Nice and easy, start to come back down. Oh, yeah. Relax the arms. Let's take the feet a little wider and just let the knees drop from side to side, little windshield wipers. And then from here, we'll come, I'll leave this up to you. We're going to take a twist. If you're enjoying the windshield wiper twist, you could just stick with that and drop the knees to the right. If you prefer instead to bring the knees close, drop them over to the right, you could put the right leg long and bring the left leg over to the right. Just pick any twist, any version, but we're going to the right. Yeah. Now, if you want a little stretch for the left side of the chest, little bend in the left elbow, and reach the left arm towards your head, and then towards the foot, towards the bottom of the mat. And do that a few times. So making like a half or a quarter circle. Trying to keep the elbow reaching away from the body with a slight bend in the elbow. Okay, and then from here we'll come back to center. Change out your legs. Whatever you did on side one will come to side two. Take a second just to settle. And if you're adding in that extra thing, take a little bend in the right elbow and reach the arm away from the body. And take the arm down towards your hip and then up towards your head. Oh. Yes, yeah. All right. From here, friends, let's reset. Coming back to center. And here, let's take a little thigh press. Press the hands into the thighs. Create space. And then let's lengthen the legs out long on the floor. Press the backs of the heels into the floor and then start to do a quick pointed flex, but you want the heels to catch the floor so that the whole body ends up doing a little bit of a jiggle up and down. You might find that the head is taking a little nod. See if you can relax the neck, the face. And then you choose how long you want to continue doing this. When you're ready to be done, just let the movement start to peter out. Yeah. And we're in Shavasana. Do feel free though if you need to adjust or change your shape or grab some props, whatever you need. And as you start to settle in, bring your awareness into the shoulder blade, your back, and just imagine this part of the body, just let it relax. All the muscles around the shoulder blades, underneath the shoulder blades, the top part, the shoulders themselves. Arms rest, hands and the fingers. holding neck, throat, jaw. Relax the back of the head, muscles, the base of your skull. Your awareness back to your body. Sort of movement. Fingers, your toes. Take another head turn. Take a little stretch. Whenever you're ready, allow the knees to bend. Roll over on one side. Whatever time you need to come up to sit. Knee shape is fine. Once you arrive, bring your awareness again to the shoulder blades. And just find a little bit of turn on right around the lower part of the shoulder blades. That's what that does throughout the rest of the body. With hands at heart center. Thank your body. Everything that it's able to do. Thank yourself for being here. Namaste.